Alright, here for the 5th match, just in a heads-up queue to finish this one off, and our hand is great. Not going to trigger this night because we're probably just going to jam it on turn 2, but that's okay. We have good mana, and a 1, a 2, and an always watching. And then we have Avacyn at the top end. So basically, if we draw a land or a spell, it's pretty good here, which is a very good spot to be in. Mountain is interesting. And there's a Kythian. So we could hold on the Knight. I'm not really interested in that. We could also try and just get in for a point with the Gossamonger and then transform it with Vigilance next turn, which is a play I like doing. It is kind of greedy. Not a lot to punish us. I mean, I guess if they counter our always watching, that would be kind of bad, because then we're missing out on some points. We actually deal 4 damage instead of 1 damage. So it would be kind of a travesty. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully this thing actually sticks. So we'll Port Town into Prairie Stream, play always watching, cross our fingers. And hope that I don't regret not transforming Gossamonger on turn 2, trying to be greedy and getting that point in. Greed is good, though. It is great, actually. These lands are pretty interesting. Kind of like fixed Seachrome Coasts. Alright, so always watching is in there. I like it. I like it. Our opponent lets us attack. I'll be pretty happy. Never going to get to use these Griff Boons in the sideboard. Didn't really play against any green decks. Played against Ramp deck. It's not really the same thing, though. What is happening? Just so deep in the tank. Uh-oh. Disperse my always watching. Okay. Well. Well, we blew it. Got a little greedy trying to get that point in. I'm just going to transform my thing now. Kind of scared of K-Return. Even something like Fiery Impulse could punish me and kill this before it actually transforms. So we missed out on 3 points, potentially. Let that be a lesson to you. Your opponents do, in fact, try to make it so you don't get to Goldfish, because they're a bunch of jerks. Gear per Gear Grafter. Alright, so this is a Magic Origins draft deck, I guess, so not the most exciting match. Alright, so we're getting them for some solid damage. We got Avacyn next turn. And life is good, I think. Wonder if my opponent is like Aether Grid Clues. That would be awesome. That was a deck we thought of a bunch, but never actually made lists for. Well, opponent's got a little theme deck going on. This is basically the round 2 that I missed. It was a lot of Whirler Rogue and Thopter shenanigans against Mono Blue Eldrazi, so kind of the same thing. I'm skeptical of the Gear Grafter and the Disperse. Well, if you're just going to chomp, it makes my Avacyn not very good. It's one way to play around it. Kytheon Transform, +2 your Whirler Rogue. You have another Whirler Rogue, you can make it unblockable, but whatever. Just get that thing out of the way. Let me keep hammering you. Tragic Arrogance looks to be reasonable here, considering how wide my opponent's going, but also depends on what else is in their deck. The swings from going from a competitive standard league to a heads-up queue, especially at midnight 30. Okay, that's one way to do it. That is one way. Just all disperses all the time. I think I'm okay with that. Either way, I get to bleed my opponent for a card. Essence Flux. That's pretty dope. Can't do anything about that. I want to just jam Avacyn? I think I do. Pretty terrible use of the card, but oh well. And should we even bother Reflector Maging anything? Essence Flux is sweet. I thought about playing some in this deck. Just like one or two. Pretty nice with Reflector, Avacyn, and Thalia's Lieutenant. Probably something I should try, actually. Alright. Gideon's Tight. Make another emblem. Another Anthem. My animals are so big, you cannot block them. Your creatures are all so puny. This is slow goings. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write down Essence Flux so I don't forget. I feel like one just has like a pretty high ceiling. You can just get people. Like go to Reflector Mage your thing, or, you know, kill your thing somehow. Guess I'll just write it on my phone. Yeah, my creatures are all huge. Essence Flux. Got it. Got it. Alright, Arrogance. Get in there. Gideon doesn't seem great against an army of Thopters. Might just be kind of good in general. Stone's obviously great. Really didn't see too much of my opponent's deck, though. I think I need to be more cognizant. That's the word, right? Yeah, cognizant? Be aware of the fact that Tragic Arrogance is in my deck and what to do with my cards when I may draw Arrogance at some point. Last game, I just kind of blindly ran that Consul's Lieutenant out there. Not last game, but last match. And maybe that was incorrect. It ended up being good because it allowed me to make a push once I drew, what, an Anthem or something on the last turn? But yeah, something to be aware of. It's much easier when I had the bygone bishops, and I would just like play that, accrue some clues, stabilize the board a little bit, spend a couple turns drawing cards, and like hopefully find the tragic arrogance, and then I could just dump my hand. That was like basically just the plan. And now I just kind of like have some arrogances, but not a lot of card advantage, and the deck kind of feels weaker as a result. It feels kind of like pigeonholed into this beatdown role that I didn't necessarily want to be in when I built this deck, but I also wanted to try the Gideons and the Griff Spoons and stuff, but we didn't play against any bad decks. Played against one earlier when I was not recording. I was playing like a pretty normal version, so I've still yet to try them, so we'll hopefully get around to doing that at some point. Alright, on to game 2. Let's see what my opponent has in store for me. Hand's a bit of a clunker. We draw planes, we're in pretty good shape. Island is not the worst thing in the world, but could possibly even play as if we're going to draw planes. Like, if we play Port Town, Reveal Stream, play Inspector, and if we draw planes, then we get to play 2-drop, 2-drop. But if we play Prairie Stream and we draw planes, we get to go Port Town, 2-drop, and then on turn 3, play a 1 and a 2. So I think it might actually be better to just play the Prairie Stream on 1. And ensure that we get to go 2-drop, 2-drop. Or it doesn't ensure, but it gives us a better chance, I think. Better chance of going 2-drop, 2-drop, and a 1-drop on 3, I guess. So yeah, we'll do that. These are definitely the most awkward opening hands, but yeah, splashing is certainly not free. You might think that the 13 planes are good enough, but they're not. They're really not. It is close, though. Ooh, Impact Tremors. That's pretty tight. Combination deck. Alright, so we hit planes. I think this allows us to sequence a lot better, so I liked what I did. Now I get to play Knight into Thalia's Lieutenant and start growing that, so that's cool. I think this draw is going to pan out pretty well. Chief of the Foundry, what's up? Haven't seen you since Pro Tour Origins. Three-power first strike is just generally good in this format, at least early. Knight of the White Orchid is just the bomb, straight bomb. Card should probably just never be reprinted again because it's pretty unfair. And Thalia's Lieutenant is a hell of a card. Pretty nice pickup. Smart that things like Gideon and Secure the Waste don't make humans, because good God, just get out of control very quickly. Kind of like this Consul's Lieutenant. 4/3 first strike for 2 mana. It's so good. Alright, Engineer getting Tremored. All my animals are going to be so big, though. So large. This is kind of your anthem. This is my anthem. I think mine is better. Guess we bounce the Chief. And I guess we play the Kythian and smash. 12 damage on turn 4. Deck is just great. Great, great, great. Deck just builds the biggest, baddest monsters. Way better than any other deck. And that's why I like it. It's not as cool as flashy. It's cool or as flashy as Bank Company. You know, you don't have all those like nifty tricks you can do with that deck, like Duskwatch Recruiter, Collected Company Business. But it is efficient. And most of the time, my lands enter the battlefield untapped, which is good. Very good, very important. We also get to play all the bomb white cards, so basically just has it all. Well, Ruination Guide is a magic card. We're going to snare that one and attack for lethal. And that seems to be about it. That's it. That's a wrap.